everyone, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Olga Villaverde.
And I'm Montel Williams.
Today, how to read your credit card statement. And you know, Montel, it's really important for our financial well-being.
And Ralphie's working from home today. Hey, Ralph, what you got going on, buddy?
Well, I'm grilling and chilling in my own backyard, and today, skirt steak is on the menu.
Also, something very important for me, how to color your hair and do it right. There you go.
It does work for me. And the importance of insurance.
The Balancing Act starts
right now. You know, credit cards help millions of Americans build and maintain a healthy credit profile. But how do you know or go about ensuring that your accounts are accurate and up to date? Well, many folks struggle to understand their credit card statement and how it impacts their financial future. Today, we continue our series with Continental Finance Company President Steve McSorley on how to better understand the intricacies of your credit card statement. Thanks so much for being back, sir.
Great to be back.
Absolutely, it's good to have you. So then let's talk a little bit about this. What should consumers, consider when they receive their first credit card statement?
So there's three things I suggest consumers do when they get that first statement. First, make sure you check to see that the name, address, and account number appear correct. Because if you try and call into customer service, they may have a difficult time identifying you since the information may be incorrect.
Okay.
Second, check to make sure the initial account summary information is accurate. Things like the credit limit, the interest rate, if there's any account fees like an annual fee, that's correct. The last thing you want to check to make sure is you know how to reach customer service and you need to talk to them.
Gotcha.
So typically that phone number is located at or near the top of the credit card statement. But I suggest that consumers put that phone number into their cell phone in case their credit card's ever lost or stolen.
And what do you do if you find something inaccurate, some inaccurate information on your statement, or there's a charge that you don't recognize?
So if you see inaccurate information, say, a fee billing like a late fee or an interest charge that looks inaccurate, call the credit card company, explain to them why you think it's incorrect. They'll investigate it and make a change if necessary. If there's fraudulent activity, you definitely want to make sure you get in touch with them right away so that you can put a stop to that fraudulent activity. Chances are that customer service representative's going to close that account down. They're going to issue you a new account number and a new credit card.
So let's shift the focus for a second. For many people, the credit card statement can be really confusing. So how do you decipher this thing when you first have it right there in front of you?
The first thing I tell people is to pay attention to that account summary. This is a high-level overview of the activity that's occurred during the billing cycle. So it starts with your beginning balance, which was the prior month's ending balance, and takes into account all the activity that happened during the month, such as your purchases, your payments, any interest charges or fee billings. This gives you your new ending balance. Also included in this section are going to be things like your credit limit, how much available credit you have, your payment due date, and your minimum payment. The next section you're going to come upon, and this is really the meat and potatoes of it, this is the account detail section. So it's going to list out in chronological order all of the purchases and payments that occurred during the month, as well as any interest or fee billings. But make sure you compare those purchases to your credit card receipts because errors do happen.
Gotcha.
And the last thing I would tell people to pay attention to is how that minimum payment is calculated. Typically, it's a percentage of your ending balance. It could be 1, 2, maybe even 3% of that ending balance. But make sure that's correct.
Well, I hear about this a lot because if you only make your minimum payment, it can take you a long time to pay off your balance, right?
I hear that a lot. And the truthful answer is it really depends on how long it takes to pay off. It depends on things like how big the balance is, what your interest rate is, what your minimum payment is. Are there any program fees that bill, like annual fees? The nice part about it is there's a required disclosure on your statement each month that shows if you make the minimum payment, here's how long it will take to pay off. If that payoff is less than 36 months, it's going to be listed on your statement in number of months. If it's greater than 36 months, it's going to be listed in years, rounded to the nearest whole year. Now, if that payoff is more than 3 years, now a secondary box appears which says, here's how much you need to pay each month in order to pay your balance off in 3 years. So it prods the card holders to kind of pay more than the minimum balance each month so they can pay their balance off sooner and avoid those costly interest charges.
Sure, so making more than a minimum payment is going to not only save you money in the long run on the bill itself, but you can get paid out earlier.
That's correct. So obviously paying more than the minimum payment is going to reduce your balance. So the added benefit here is that it actually reduces your utilization rate. And if you recall from one of our earlier episodes, that's the second most important factor that goes into deriving your credit score. So if you can actually keep your utilization rate at or below 30%, it can be a positive on your credit score.
Wow, okay. Well, any final thoughts?
I would set aside some time each month to make sure you review your statement in detail. Errors do happen, so make sure you compare those purchases that you make each month to the actual receipts that you have. This way, if there's an error, you can catch it and get it fixed.
So where can people go to get more information?
They can visit us at continentalfinance.net.
Well, again, thanks so much for being with us. And of course, if you want more information, you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be back right after this.
What a long, hot summer it has been. I've been out in the grill, I've been touring around going to the beach, and right now, it's Labor Day. And I'm with my buddy, Grilling with Dad, the man himself, Maciek. Welcome to my house.
Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be back.
It is so good to have you here. This is, let me tell you something. I love when you come over because you give the gift that I can't give myself all the time, the gift of Swift meat.
And it's a great gift, right? So today we've got one of my favorites. It's a delicious skirt steak. It's from Swift. And those guys have been providing quality meats for over 165 years, so you know it's going to be delicious and consistently delicious.
Yes, I mean, those guys are spot on. They know what they're doing. And listen, the skirt steak, whether it's the short skirt or the full-length skirt, I'm a big fan of it all because it's a beefy, tender, chewy, yummy, fatty, not fatty, marbly.
Super flavorful,
everything
right?
you need. It's the perfect steak.
And it's perfect for the grill.
And it's great for the grill. Yep. It's great for everything. Tell me what we're going to do, because you're the master.
So we're going to go with a dry rub on the outside.
What are you putting in there?
One of my favorite ways. It's salt, pepper, garlic, it's herbs, it's paprika. It has a beautiful smell.
I love it.
And we're going to hit it really heavy on both sides.
Dude, come on. That looks great already.
Make sure you get it well crusted. So it's going to develop a beautiful crust on the grill.
Two sides?
Yep. Give this guy a flip.
Everybody gets their turn.
And we'll repeat on the other side. Again, heavy with the seasoning.
Oh, dude, that smells great.
It's
you know, it's pungent and sweet at the same time, right? And it's going to really pick up on that meat because that skirt steak sucks all that flavor in.
Even though we're using a lot of seasoning, it's just going to complement the flavor of this delicious Swift meat skirt
Beautiful.
steak.
Let's fire away over here.
So this goes on the grill. It's high direct heat. We're going to go directly over the coals. Again, we want to develop, it's hot. We want to develop the beautiful crust on the outside. I'm going to flip this every minute or so because it's thin, about 4 minutes total cook time. It's going to cook super fast, nice
and easy.
Medium finish, yeah. It's perfect.
Couldn't be better for that. You know, and the great thing about it is, skirt steak is great as it is. Slice it, some garnish, whatever it may be. Yep. But you can make sandwiches out of it. You can make quesadillas out of it. You can do anything out of it.
Super versatile, and it's perfect.
Oh, come on, let's see you over here. While we're talking about perfect, I see that you've taken the liberty to prepare a couple of things, and I like this I like when Chef Maciek comes over, because usually it's me that does all this work, but right now you prepared a beautiful heirloom tomato fruit salad. That's great. Some grilled corn hanging out over here. Tell me, I got these grilled wedge potatoes, and is that what I think it is?
It's a delicious cheesesteak, right? You got any leftover skirt steak, chop it up, load it up onto your hoagie roll, some cheese, some peppers. It's perfect.
That's amazing. And then here we are, naked, as I like to say.
Right off the grill, charred up nicely. The one thing to keep in mind with these, slice it across the grain. It's going to give you that nice, tender bite.
That's the secret.
Perfect.
That's the secret. That's secret. This is great. Now, tell me, I've been to it before, but if I'm looking for, say, some inspiration, say, some cooking technique, say, some tips, some recipe ideas, where should I go?
Swiftmeats.com for all these recipes and plenty of dinner inspiration.
That's amazing. And right here, I got you some hardware right here. Only the finest for you. I'm going to dig into this. Remember, you can always visit our website, thebalancingact.com. And I'd like to remind you that this has been a quick bite. Cheers, my friends.
Cheers. So good.
But chew slowly.
This morning, we're kicking off our series about the benefits of supplemental insurance policies. We're going to be guiding you on some of life's challenges, those that may not always be pleasant, but if we're proactive, it'll pay off in the long run. Today, funerals and pre-planning. Now, while not an easy subject to discuss, I get it, it's still very important. So here with more is Kelly Rayburn from Wellabe. Welcome.
Why, thank you.
Thanks for being here. So again, not a great discussion. People kind of put it off. They don't want to think about it, but it's critical, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, you can look at it as a gift to your family. Once you pass, you've given them a gift so they don't have to make those decisions.
You're kind of telling them, listen, this is what I want. I don't want you guys to worry about it, right? That
Absolutely.
is a gift.
Yes, absolutely. You're deciding everything up front, from the music to the flowers to if you want cremation, if you want a casket, whatever it is that you're
what you want to wear.
Absolutely.
I personally want to wear red. I've already said that. Red is my color. That's what I want to be in. And then it kind of makes it a little bit lighter when you start talking about things like that.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And the insurance is really a policy that's used to fund an agreement between you and the funeral home.
So again, necessary to do. Let's talk about the next steps. What do you have for us? What tips?
So it's an intimate decision. You're going into the funeral home, you're sitting down with them, you're deciding on things that you want during that time frame, and then you are making that intimate decision for you. It takes the emotional situation off the table for the family and makes sure that the financial situation is set. So even if the family thinks that there's money to be able to pay for a funeral, this actually allows them to be able to pay for it up front so they don't have to worry about those assets being released.
So you're saying basically there's some serious financial and emotional benefits to planning all of this, right?
Oh, absolutely. Funerals are expensive and they can be extremely overwhelming for the family that's grieving. So this really alleviates the financial burden for the family and it minimizes the difficult decisions for them as well.
And I got to tell you, and I'm going to be so honest here, my parents have everything set and I'm so grateful to them because I know one day it's going to happen and I know exactly what their wishes are and it's all been taken care of. So this is really important. One way to take care of this is with something called pre-need insurance. Yes. What is that?
So pre-need insurance, it really covers the pre-planning cost of the funeral. So everything that you decide on, that pre-need insurance is going to cover it. It really just provides a peace of mind for you now so that you know that it's taken care of.
Again, something we don't want to talk about, but at the end of the day, it's going to happen, and this makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Kelly, thank you so much. You're going to join us too in the future.
Yes.
With more fabulous tips.
Yes.
And of course, if you want more information on pre-need insurance, you can always go to wellabe.com or just go to our website, thebalancingact.com. Coloring your hair at home can sometimes be intimidating and difficult to do, right? But today we have a solution that you're gonna love and it's fantastic. Joining me today is hairstylist Marcus Francis.
Hi, good morning, Olga. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm even better because you are giving me a very special house call today.
Oh, it's only the thing that we do.
I love you. Before we get started, I want to introduce you to France.
Hi, good morning, France. How are you?
I'm great. You?
Very well. Are you ready for a hair transformation?
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited and ready.
Oh, good.
So Marcus, France is looking for something that is vegan, high quality, affordable, a professional hair color that she can do at home. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants. And that's what I want too. And a lot of women out there as well. Can we do it?
I think we can, especially now because you know, there are so many people that are intimidated and overwhelmed by the process of coloring their hair at home. You know, you have to pick the right shade. Is it going to be messy? Is it going to be easy to do? So none of that needs to happen anymore because there are products now that deliver a quality, salon quality result.
And I know for you that's important because what you choose really matters because you have very fine hair.
I have fine hair. I'm very busy. I have 2 children.
The children model, right?
The children model. I'm taking them to casting calls. I have to look halfway decent myself.
Let's talk about Better Natured. Tell me about the product.
Yeah, so Better Natured was developed during the pandemic, and there were so many people at home doing their hair color themselves. Exactly, and they wanted something easy to do, affordable, salon quality results, and now there are 26 shades of color.
So you ready to get started?
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
So the Better Nature hair color kits come with everything. You have the barrier cream so it doesn't stain your skin, the gloves, the color, 2 ounces of color with 2 ounces of developer. It's foolproof. You can't mess it up. I think it's easy for anyone to do at home. First, you got to protect your skin, and this comes with a barrier cream, which helps so that it doesn't stain your skin.
Next, mix color with developer. Marcus chose shade 9N Natural Blonde.
Put your finger on the top of the applicator nozzle, and you shake.
Shake, shake, shake. Section hair and begin coloring at roots. So Marcus, obviously we're not going to always have you here at home, although we love you. How would we be able to figure out our color?
There's a quiz online that helps you figure out what color you currently have, what color you're trying to go to, how often you get colored. If you want to see what the color looks like on you, you can use the camera from your computer and use a virtual demo of what the color will look like on you.
Oh my gosh, so if I dare to be a blonde, I can see myself?
Yeah, you may actually want to switch.
No, I'll stick to brunette. The company really cares about being environmentally clean, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we make sure that everything meets our clean standards, which are no parabens, no sulfates, no silicones, no microplastics. It's fantastic. And they're professionally developed permanent hair color formula with coconut oil and a signature triple plant milk blend of Tahitian palm milk, coconut milk, and orchid milk, which leaves the hair so hydrated. It's unbelievable because coloring usually doesn't leave the hair hydrated. This process does, and so it's very gentle on the hair and the scalp.
And Marcus, how long is she going to leave that on?
So once you're finished with the process, you set the timer for 30 minutes. Now with France, we're not going to pull the color through the end because we like what Summer did to the rest of her hair, and it lightened it up in this really beautiful blonde. But if you were, the last 5 minutes of the processing, you're going to want to pull through the color. So I'm just going to jump in here to speed up things, making sure the hair color processes evenly throughout the hair.
And so far, France, I mean, I see it pretty easy. Any thoughts?
I like the fact that the smell is very minimal.
It's much better with this because being vegan and cruelty-free, naturally derived ingredients, it makes a huge difference in how it feels on the scalp, how it feels on the hair, and how it smells.
You are pretty good.
Yeah, really saturate those grays.
Oh, she wants to get there. Oh, yeah.
No more grays, please.
All right, so now that we're done, you're gonna pop off your gloves, you're gonna take the hair color remover wipe, and you're just gonna clean up around the hairline so that you're not adding more of that color to places that it doesn't need to be. All right, so now we're ready to time it for 30 minutes, and then we'll shampoo, condition, be ready to go.
So great. Let's show our viewers. Ta-da!
Oh, wow.
You look phenomenal.
Thank you.
Tell me, how do you feel?
Oh, it feels great. The hair feels wonderful.
You're really going to start using this at home, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, that's it. I mean, better natured, salon quality at home, super easy to use, and 100% great coverage.
All right, so I'm curious now, because you look so good. What color would I use?
Oh, she's interested in getting it done.
Yes, she
All right,
is.
I'm gonna think that you're about a 4N, and I picked out a color just for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna use it this weekend.
And you know what's great is that the packaging, both the tube and the box, are 100% recyclable.
Oh, another perk, and there you go. Okay, so for our viewers who'd like more information on Better Natured, where do they go?
You can go to betternatured.com, JCPenney stores or jcpenney.com, or our social channels.
Fantastic, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And
You look amazing.
you go hit the town, girl.
Yes, sorry.
And for our viewers, if you'd like more information, thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
That's right. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and join us on our website, thebalancingact.com. You might win something, our latest sweepstake or giveaway.
There you go. Make sure you love it, family of yours. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.